recently, this video I did some months ago has seen renewed interest, and that's great. More views and comments lead to more views and more Teen Wolf fun for me. But it's also led to a lot of disagreement and even some hostility over my ideas about what makes a character powerful in the Teen Wolf universe, and specifically why I think Jennifer Blake was one of the most powerful characters on the show. I'm answering multiple people about this every single day, so I figured I'd do a video and then I can just link everybody to this instead of restating my thought process again and again. As a result, this trip back to Beacon Hills is all about defending Jennifer Blake. If you're enjoying our little trips through Teen Wolf Town, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you'll be notified each week when I post new content. First, a quick recap of my definition of powerful in the Teen Wolf universe. First is durability, or how hard you are to kill. Spirit forms don't actually die because they just inhabit bodies, so they're more durable. Healing factor, like the werewolves, also add durability points, and if a character survives something that should have killed them, that shows enhanced durability. Then comes intelligence, which pretty much towers above everything else on this list, because smart characters overcome brute strength almost every time on this show. Being physically strong is great when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, but it has never been the deciding factor in defeating a big bad on Teen Wolf. So yeah, brute strength doesn't make you powerful on this show. The last factor is special abilities. On my list, this was definitive only twice. Most special abilities just added a point or two when characters' power levels were too similar. Like Scott and the other werewolves, they all have about the same power level, the same level of durability, intelligence, and strength. But Theo had the added ability to break supernatural laws because he was a chimera. And Malia had the benefit of 8 years of animal instincts. Things like that ranked them higher than the other werefolk. So my most powerful list went like this. Nogitsune was number 1 because he was smart, and as a spirit form creature, he's literally impossible to kill. He was defeated, but he didn't die. Next came Lydia because she is the smartest character on the show. But she also has incredible special abilities, including precognition and a scream that literally split a man's skull. Lydia also survived getting her head drilled by a mad scientist and the bite of an alpha, so added durability points for Lydia. Another spirit form is next. The Hellhound inside Parrish is also very difficult to kill. Now that's despite what we saw later with the other Hellhound. Yes, the body can die under certain circumstances, but the spirit presumably just returns to the wild hunt. Then comes Jennifer, and the reason I've been getting holy hell in the comments section. My defense is simple. Jennifer was a human. She survived an alpha attack, which gave her a few durability points above average. She learned to harness raw natural power from human sacrifices and came up with a plan to destroy what was arguably the strongest group of werewolves ever assembled. Her plan required meticulous planning and research, so her intelligence is off the charts and on a par with Lydia's. Jennifer developed special abilities like fully masking her appearance and telekinesis. The former was apparently flawless in both sight and touch. At least Derek didn't seem to notice anything weird. Her telekinesis ability allowed her to take out some of the most experienced werewolf fighters we'd seen, and she did it all by herself. Her durability, intelligence, and special abilities ultimately placed her in a position where she was literally bashing Deucalion's head into a concrete floor. That was her plan all along, and it worked right up until this point. That's why Yennefer's near the top of my most powerful list. Now, most of my detractors will point to this moment before the eclipse where Yennefer takes a telekinetic swipe at Deucalion. Yeah, he doesn't budge. Okay, great, he can take a psychic punch. But he still walked right into her plan with no real backup. I'll get into my reasons for Deucalion's lower ranking in a minute. For now, though, back to Yennefer's skull crushing. She worked a nearly flawless plan and was winning right up until she was betrayed by love.
Yennefer! He doesn't know. Know what? What you really look like.
Had Yennefer not been tricked by Derek, Deucalion would have died that night, and that's why she is near the top and he is near the bottom on my list. Deucalion just didn't use his brain. He allowed ego and obsession to overwhelm even common sense decisions like, hey, don't kill your strongest ally just to piss off his girlfriend, and then don't bring a guy to a fight if you're not 100% sure he's going to have your back. Deucalion had no reason to believe that Scott would do what needed to be done to defeat Yennefer. In fact, Scott had given every indication that he would not. But Deucalion was living in his own alpha of alphas, destroyer of worlds fantasy, and he screwed himself to the point that he had to be saved.
Yennefer!
Bottom line, Deucalion was strong, immovable in that one instance, but he was dumb enough to be manipulated into a near-death experience by someone he could have easily beaten if he'd been using his brain. The fact he ended up defeating Yennefer is beyond the scope of this list. A lucky turn of events does not make you powerful. Okay, that's my rationale. It's nuanced and carefully thought out, so I'm not likely to change my mind, but I do welcome discussion on all of my videos. It's just that in this case, I kept having to say the same thing over and over again, and it got to be kind of exhausting. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to do all the YouTube things, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time we go back to Beacon Hills.